Hello my dear students, welcome you on Bright Career Academy, and today we are gonna to discuss about the period of Chandragupta Maurya to the great King Ashoka. This is the period of Mauryan Dynasty, and in this video we are gonna to discuss in details about their lives and political spans of Chandragupta Maurya, and then his son Bindusara, and then the next great emperor, that is Ashoka. So in details, to know everything about this Mauryan dynasty, you must have to continue with this video till the end. Thank you to watch and subscribe our YouTube channels in advance. So Chandragupta Maurya's early life is shrouded in a kind of a mystery, and we are not too much aware about that what is the basically the historical evidences of the Chandragupta Maurya, but it is suggested that he was born in the humble family, and the main and important part played by Chanakya in the guidance of Chandragupta Maurya's life. And the important thing also is that Nanda dynasty, as you know that at that earlier the Mauryan dynasty, there was the great kingdom known with the Nanda dynasty. Dhanananda was the great king at that time, and he was spreading his kingdom surrounding the areas. And you know that important thing is that this Mauryan emperor started his kingdom in 322 BC and encompasses much of the Indian subcontinent. The conquest of Magda was a key milestone in Chandragupta rise. You know that this is a very important part, that conquest of Magad was the milestone of Chandragupta rise. And if we'll talk about the administration part of the Chandragupta Maurya, Mauryan dynasty, so Maurya emperor under the Chandragupta Maurya was organized and efficient, incorporate elements of the governance outlined in Chanakya's treatise, that is the Arthashastra, written by the Chanakya, and well known as Vaishnagopta and Kautilya. So that thing is that the capital was established at the Patliputra. Earlier the Magad, till earlier rulers of the Magad, they have started their capital at Rajgriha, but later on it was shifted to the Patliputra, and the Chandragupta rules extended westwards, leading to encounters with the great Greek conqueror, that is Alexander the Great. Next part comes that around 305 BC, Chandragupta renounced his throne and embraces Jainism. You know that later on Chandragupta Maurya has renounced his throne and start to following Jainism, and all the powers and positions has been abdicated in his son's favor. That the name of his son was Bindusara, and his decision to renounce power and pursue asceticism remains a subject of historical intrigue and speculation, because we are not too much factually known data that why Chandragupta Maurya has renounced his throne as well as adopted the asceticism for his whole life. So next part is that what about the Bindusara? Bindusara started his kingdom in 320 BC to 272 BC. This is a whole lifespan of the Bindusara, and the king of next to the Chandragupta Maurya, Bindusara, the son of Chandragupta Maurya, and the queen Durdhara continue the expansion of the Mauryan empire initiated by his father, and he is credited with further consolidating the empire and extending its reach southward. Earlier it was that Chandragupta Maurya has conquered all the northern part and a little bit of the southern part, but when it comes to Bindusara has expanded his empire towards the southwards of the country, and Bindusara maintained diplomatic relation with the Hellenistic Seleucid Empire under Emperor Antiochus I. And then comes the part of Bindusara's reign is notable for the introductions of Buddhism to a royal court. It was the part of Buddhism which has been started now. Earlier it was the Jainism. So his son Ashoka, who played a prominent role as a governor in the provinces of Ujjain, embraces Buddhism under the influence of the Buddhist monk named Nigrodha, and this marked the beginning of the profound transformation within the Mauryan dynasty. Then comes the part of the Ashoka, the great kings and the emperor of the Mauryan dynasty, who has ruled and expanded the Mauryan dynasty from all parts of the countries. So like that, Ashoka, the third emperor of the Mauryan dynasty, is perhaps the most celebrated rulers of the ancient India, born to Bindusara and Queen Dharma. And Ashoka initially earned a reputation as a capable governor overseeing the provinces of Ujjain. And the most significant turning point in Ashoka's life occurring during the Kalinga War and fought around 261 BC. And the annexation of Kalinga, that is modern day Odisha, was the brutal and bloody campaigns that deeply affected the Ashoka, and witnessing the devastating consequences of war led him to re-evaluating his approach to governance and adopted the path of the non-violence. After the Kalinga War, Ashoka has adopted the path of non-violence as well. You must have to know that the Kalinga War fought in the year 261 BC, and Ashoka transformations is eloquently documented in his inscriptions known as Addicts of Ashokas. Addicts of Ashoka is the inscriptions where everything is written by the Ashoka, and this inscriptions found throughout the Indian subcontinent provides insight into his commitments to the principle of Dharma. Means he has mentioned there about the role of Dharma in his life after the Kalinga War and emphasizing moral and ethical conducts. Then comes the under Ashoka's patronage, Buddhism flourished, a great religion. Buddhism flourished at the time of Ashoka, and he became a fervent supporter of the Buddha's teaching, and he erected numerous stupas, pillars, and rock addicts throughout the empire, and disseminating message of tolerance, compassions, and social welfares. These are the important things. Social welfares. The famous Ashoka pillars at Sarnath. Ashoka's pillar at Sarnath, topped with the lion capital, became the symbols of India and is now depicted on the national anthem. And it might be asked in the question paper that the national anthem we have depicted the sign of Ashoka pillars has been founded at Sarnath. Your answer should be Sarnath. Then comes the Ashoka's commitments to non-violence extended beyond heretics as he implemented policies promoting social welfare, animal rights, and religious tolerance. These 3 points are very important. And he sponsored the spread of Buddhism beyond the Indian subcontinent, sending emissaries to various regions. And then comes the final point, that Ashoka's rule is often considered a high point in Indian history and characterized by a benevolent and inclusive approach to governance. And after a reign of around 38 years, Ashoka passed away around 332 BC, and the decline of Mauryan Empire followed his death, with subsequent rulers unable to maintain the vast territory unified by Chandragupta and enriched by Ashoka's principle. In conclusion, the Mauryan empires spanning from Chandragupta Maurya to Ashoka represent a fascinating chapters in Indian ancient history and the period witnessed not only military conquest and political expansions, but also a profound philosophical and ethical transformations under the enlightened rules of Ashokas. And the legend of Mauryan's empire, with its emphasis on governance, administrations, and ethical principles, left an indelible marks on the culture and political landscapes of ancient history. So this is all about the Ashoka's reigns as well as Bindusara and Chandragupta. Hope so you will find lots of information valuable for your all kinds of examination. Go subscribe our YouTube channel, and thank you to watch this great video.